Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. So taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we do have a Fibonacci retracement here set up from the swing high that we created November 8th and with the swing low October 13th. And as you can see, we have reached all the way down to the 1.272 Fibonacci retracement at $5.67 in November. Then we had a brief move to the upside. We ran into the 0.5 at $7.76, and then we're having another move to the downside. Now, the immediate support down below is the first Fibonacci level at $6.33.5. So that is going to be your buy zone here, the green line. Now, if we start breaking below that, your next zone obviously is the 1.272, but in my honest opinion, anything below $6 is a fire sale for Chainlink. Now, the technical target of this Fibonacci retracement is obviously the 1.618 because that is the retracement level that the price usually reaches after it prints after it breaks this low. So we print the low, we print the high, and then once we break that low on the way down, usually our target is the 1.618, and this is sitting at $4.90. And that could be met in case we see more FUD thrown into the markets, in case Bitcoin starts dropping back down to $12,000, maybe even $10,000, who knows? Everything is possible in the crypto markets. You shouldn't really disregard anything. You should be ready for both outcomes. That's what I try to teach on this channel. And the next support that I would be looking for is this blue trend line of the channel down pattern. Now, as you can see, we broke above here. We broke above the channel, and then we came back down into it with a second breakout being successful. We had the back test of support, and then we had the move to the upside. Now, another back test of support could be potentially on the horizon here, and we could start dropping all the way down, retesting that blue channel's trend line, or the top trend line of the channel, and having a move to the upside from there. However, that is going to be bearish in my opinion because we're going to be losing this low that we printed in May and June, and we're going to be printing a lower low, which is essentially the continuation of a downtrend. And we don't want to see a downtrend. Obviously, we want our tokens to appreciate, but as you can see, Chainlink overall has been pulling back down to below the lows that we printed in December of 2020, and we are even below the levels of September of 2020. So our major support trend line here, as you can see, falls right on the 1.618 Fibonacci that we just discussed, and these two highs show that precisely because we have a high that we printed in July and August of 2019. Actually, is that June? Yeah, that's June. And then we have our next double top high here in February of 2020. Then we have the Jabronavirus collapse in March of 2020. And then we have the breakthrough in June of 2020. And we haven't seen the back test of support of this level at $4.90, though potentially that is what's going to be happening here. And I would be buying, Chainlink at $4.90, obviously. So you can just set up buy limit orders throughout this area here. And when we see the wick to the downside, when we see the capitulation, your orders are going to get executed. And within 7 days, usually the markets start recovering pretty quickly. So that's something to keep an eye on. Now, moving back to our large Fibonacci that we have on the chart. Actually, let me get rid of that. So the Fibonacci that we have here is based off of this low that we printed in May. Okay, and if we go below that, then that Fibonacci is invalid, and we are very close to that. So I would ignore that for now. Let's bring up a Fibonacci from the high of 2020 in November, and actually not November. That was the May high. And we're going to take a look at the low that we printed all the way back in December of 2020. Now this gives us the 1.618 level down at $2.50. Now let me show you that the Fibonacci retracement here, as you can see, is set up with the fib levels based on log scale. I'm going to make the background a bit more transparent, and you can mess around with the colors, obviously, if that's what you want to do. And that's how I have the Fibonacci set up. So we have the swing high in May, and we have the December 2020 swing low. Also, what I have on the Fibonacci retracement is that the levels are in reverse, as you can see. I just move the Fibonacci to the left here, or the settings menu. As you can see, the retracement is set up in reverse, right? If you don't have it in reverse, then you would be setting it up from the low to the high. I like doing it from the high to the low. That's why I have it in reverse. Really simple. So you have your Fibonacci, and let me get rid of these levels and the smaller Fibonacci just so it's a bit easier to see. As you can see, we have our 1.272 Fibonacci retracement level at $4.83. That is a major level that we should be holding. Below that, we have the 1.414 at $3.68. And then we have the 1.618 at $2.50. So these are the levels that I would be targeting in case we see capitulations, and obviously we could bounce from the 1.272, and that's going to be our bear market bottom. We can bounce from the 1.414, and that could be our bear market bottom, and the same goes for the 1.618. No one can know where the bottom is going to be, but I do know that these are extremely cheap prices, especially when you consider the fact that from the all-time high we have already, pulled back 90%, and for a high cap altcoin like Chainlink, 90% is a good pullback. Now, if we were to come back all the way down to the 1.618 here at $2.50, that would be a 95% pullback. So I think for now, Chainlink has been stagnant in the sideways chop chart and the sideways channel. I think that at some point we're going to see a strong break to the upside, and you won't be able even to say the word Bitcoin, and Chainlink is going to be sitting at $25. So be ready for that. At some point that's going to come in 2023. For now, it's good for accumulation. Let me bring back the old retracement. There we go. And let's take a look at the RSI, on the daily RSI. Let's see what's happening over here. Okay, so we are about to bounce off of the white trend line that has been our support level since May 2022. So take a look at this. This could be a very, very lucrative entry for Chainlink based on the RSI, obviously, right? And if you start losing that, what you could do is you could start targeting the previous swing low, which in our case is going to be all the way here. So that pink trend line is the support level that we could be targeting, because that's where we bounced off of back in November, I think, right? Yes, November 20th. So by losing the white trend line, we could target that. Afterwards, we have the yellow trend line at 31.6. And yeah, that's in case we lose the white one, which, if Bitcoin's going to continue dumping, is very possible. We could see that. Obviously, going below the index of 30 here would mean that the RSI has been or is oversold, just like it was over here in May and April of 2022. And you can see what happened afterwards. We went all the way up into the overbought in a couple of months, and you could have made some nice money. So pay attention to what's happening in the media, because obviously they're going to try to suppress the charts and scare the people with all their news, and everyone's going to be selling. And remember, when everyone's selling, the smart people are buying. And I do want to switch over to the Binance chart real quick. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Taking a look at Chainlink on the weekly, as you can see, we have our support block, which is set up from anywhere from $6, 22.5 cents, all the way to $5, 34.5 cents. And we've been in this support block since May. We've had little wicks, but then we started closing candles in that area and we started breaking to the upside. As you can see, we ran into the 20 EMA, and I told you that the 20 EMA would be a good area to take some profits, because usually we run into it just like we did in October, just like we did in September, and just like we did back in August. So from the 20 EMA, we have already pulled back 12%. If you count the wick down, then that is going to be 14%. So good money to be made here with swing trades, but obviously be very careful with swing trades. If you're not experienced, you don't know what you're doing, just hold your crypto, man. Don't bother swing trading, don't bother doing anything, because you're going to lose your money and you're going to be sorry that you did any of it in the first place. So just holding your crypto and getting knowledge is far better than trying to do these, one-time trades to make an extra 50 bucks. Trust me, that 50 bucks won't be comparable to what you can make if you just wait for a couple of years and see where Chainlink ends up. Potentially, we could be looking at 3 digits for Chainlink reaching $180, $190 next bull market. So imagine the gains in that scenario, and imagine you selling there and thinking, well, I could have lost all of this and I couldn't have had all of this if I, tried a little stupid swing trade and I sold and the price continued pumping, right? Imagine you sell right before the bull market. How stupid would that be, right? So just to avoid that and to minimize your risk, just hold, right? Don't force a trade. Don't do anything stupid to increase the chances of you losing money, because already there are a lot of things that can cause you to lose money in crypto. You don't want to be adding any more reasons on top. So thank you all for watching. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon, linked down below in the description. And I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.